For this lesson, you are going to learn the base Lud Lus. Please add Lud Lus to the table of contents in the vocabulary section of your 5-subject notebook. Then turn to the next blank page. Add Lud Lus as your heading and then tape in your graphic organizer. Once you've done this, please restart the video. What I'd like for you to do is in your notebook, write down as many words as you can think of that include the base Lud or Lus. I've included a few pictures to help you do this. So spend some time studying each picture to see if you could figure out how that picture has something to do with the base Lud or Lus. Once you've come up with at least 2 words, please restart your video. All right, so let's look at the first word that you may be familiar with that has the base Lud Lus in it, and that would be the word illusion. So you guys are probably pretty familiar with optical illusions. In an optical illusion, you look at a particular picture and you see, and you're just looking to see what you notice. Optical, which is meaning see. So if you look here at this picture, what do you notice at first? Some people may notice a tree with a woman in some sort of coat walking, and there's a bridge over to her left. Other people may notice a face. If you look here, here would be one eye, here would be the other eye, and this would be the nose, and then the mouth would be here, and then the outline of your face is here. Can you see both images? If you can't, pause the video, take some time and look at it and see if you can notice both of them. Here's another optical illusion. When people look at this optical illusion, sometimes they see a woman's face. Other times, if you look closely, you can see a man playing an instrument. So here would be the outline of the man in the instrument. Here's his body, and so forth. If you look past that, you can then see a woman's face. This would be her eyes, her nose, her mouth, and her chin. She's just kind of in a weird shadow, and this would be her hair. All right, I'm going to show you one more optical illusion. What do you see here when you look at this picture? If you focus on the yellow first, you're probably going to see a vase. Then if you focus on the black, you'll see 2 faces. Kind of crazy how optical illusions work. So I want you to be thinking, what do you think Lud Lus means? Okay. Lud Lus means play trick. Please write this down in the table of or in your graphic organizer. Also, please draw a picture. As we saw from our example here, we know that optical illusions are playing or tricking our minds into seeing different images. Once you have your definition written down and a picture drawn, please restart the video. All right, so here are the first 2 words that we are going to look at. First word is illusion, and the second word is elude. Please write these down in the section in your graphic organizer. The magician used an optical illusion because he wanted to elude discovery. Knowing that an illusion is usually some sort of trick, what do we think the word elude means? Well, from my prior knowledge, I know that a magician usually doesn't want people to figure out what they're doing. I know that Lud Lus means play trick, so I'm assuming that he is going to be wanting to trick us and kind of escape that discovery. So here is your definition. Please write this down in your graphic organizer. The definition for illusion is to play a trick on the eyes. It's usually something that's perceived either incorrectly or in different ways. And then to elude is to escape in a cunning way. Once you have these definitions written down, please go ahead and continue the video. All right. The next word that I'd like for you to write down is the word collude. Okay. So the gas station owner and the oil supplier colluded to keep the price of gas high so they could become rich. Well, I know that an oil supplier gives oil to the gas station to be able to make money. It looks like both of them are trying to get or keep the prices of gas high so they can make money together. So it seems like what they may be doing here is playing some sort of trick. Now, hopefully you recognize the prefix "col" here. So we know that that means with, together, very. So here we see that the gas station owner and the oil supplier are working together to come up with some sort of trick. So your definition of collude is to work with others secretly, especially if you're looking to do something either illegally or dishonest. Go ahead and write down this definition. Once you have done that, please restart your video. Remember, what I'd like for you to do is on your loose leaf piece of paper, write down number 1 and number 2. I'd like for you to identify the type of sentence that number 1 is, and I'd like for you to explain why. Same thing with number 2, identify the type of sentence and explain why. All right, our next word is elude. In this sentence, I'm using the word as eluding. Okay, write that down. Here is your sentence. The cops tried to catch the criminal, but he kept eluding them, making him impossible to catch. So knowing that Lud Lus has something to do with play trick, also remember that we know the prefix of E, EX, EF, which means out very. So here the criminal is trying to go out or escape the police. So if you are eluding something, you are escaping discovery, and oftentimes you do this by using clever tricks. A synonym for the word elude would be escape, evade, dodge. Please write down this definition in your graphic organizer and then restart the video. What I'd like for you to do on your loose leaf is write down number 3, identify the type of sentence that this is. Also, please explain the sentence. Once you've done that, please restart the video. All right, your next word is delusional. Please write down the word delusional. He was delusional to think that he was going to become a rich man without doing anything. Lying on the couch will get you nowhere. So he is not thinking logically if he believes that he's going to get rich without having to do any work. So here we would say that if a person is having delusions, their mind is usually playing tricks on them. They are mistaken or have some sort of misleading opinion or belief. In this case, the man has a misleading opinion that if he does nothing, he will still become rich. Please write down these definitions in your graphic organizer, then restart the video. Okay, your next word is elude. Please write down the word elude in your graphic organizer. So Taylor Swift will often allude to her latest failed relationship in her songs. So knowing about the kind of things that Taylor Swift usually sings about, it's usually her relationships, usually a broken heart, but if she's alluding to them, is she playing or is she tricking? Well, she's kind of playing with that idea of that relationship and what had happened with it. So when you allude something, you are suggesting or calling attention to something, usually in an indirect way. So this would be by hinting, referring, suggesting, implying. So she's not really coming out and saying what happened, but she's just kind of playing around with the idea. Write down that definition in your graphic organizer. Here's a perfect example. Taylor Swift dated Harry Styles for a little bit of time. And in that, in one of her songs, after the relationship had ended, we see Taylor kind of alluding to what had happened. So if we look in the song, I Knew You Were Trouble, she often is referring to their relationships. Here she's saying, You put me down. And then also in the song Out of the Woods, she's referring to their December romance and some sort of snowmobile accident that the two had. So she's not really coming out and saying in her song that it's about Harry, but she's playing around with the ideas based on some things that they had done in their past. All right, what I'd like for you to now do is I'd like for you to try to match up the words that you see here on the right-hand side to the definitions that are on the left-hand side. Some of the words that we talked about in this lesson, but other are words that you may have seen either in a book, like a prelude, or maybe even in other aspects of your life. So what I'd like for you to do is see if you can figure out these words, pause the video until you've done that, and then restart it to check to see if you are correct. All right, so check to see how you did with those definitions.